Oh, whoa.
What's happening?
Look at this, man.
Hey, man. You know we have a new home in the U.S.
¿Qué pasa, hermanito?
¿Qué pasa, hermano? Aquí viendo mi nueva casa en Estados Unidos.
Let me see.
Sí, hermano, está muy bonita.
Enséñame.
Whoa, it's great, man.
Suarez with a chance now, and he's made it. And scores. It's his third goal of the season. Melbourne cuts it in, and it bends it back. What a super.
It's not soccer.
It's not soccer.
Not football.
It's not soccer.
It's LaLiga.
It's LaLiga.
It's LaLiga.
It's LaLiga.
Es la liga.
Let me see our new home in U.S. Whoa.
And good morning, everyone here from the U.S., and good afternoon to everyone joining in from Spain. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to our house. Welcome to ESPN's headquarters in Bristol, Connecticut. I'm Fernando Palomo, and please start the counter. I'm extremely excited. I'm going to say I'm extremely excited a couple of times this morning, because I am truly extremely excited that I'm here on day one of what is initially an 8-year journey. A journey together with the best and biggest property in the world of soccer. I know it's not soccer, it's LaLiga. And welcome, LaLiga, to your new home in the United States, the ESPN family of networks. This is the home of the most passionate fans in the sport, who, by the way, those passionate fans happen to work here. LaLiga Santander and LaLiga SmartBank for 8 seasons under one roof, beginning this August, hundreds of games, and a variety of programming around the action on the ESPN family of networks and on ESPN Plus. I'm joined by a stellar panel that will candidly talk to you about the deal that brings LaLiga back to ESPN and to the millions of football fans across the country exclusively on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ABC, and ESPN Plus in both Spanish and English. Javier Tebas, president of LaLiga, Jimmy Pitaro, ESPN's chairman, Burke Magnus, executive vice president of programming and original content for ESPN, Mr. Stephen Ross, chairman and owner of the Relevant Sports Group, alongside him, Danny Silman, the CEO of Relevant Sports Group. And to all those present in this call, you can send your questions via that WhatsApp number that was sent to you in the invitation for this panel discussion, or email the questions as well to your PR contact in ESPN, LaLiga, or in Relevant Sports. And I will begin with opening remarks soon. I will ask your questions at the end when the Q&A session opens for a 25-minute long session. And again, I will ask your questions that relate to the announcement to the pertinent panelists. Again, I will begin with opening remarks. I'll start by saying to Jimmy Pitaro, good morning, Jimmy. Congratulations on this deal. What are you most excited about with this new relationship with LaLiga? Welcome.
Well, good morning, Fernando. Let me start by saying that I, too, am incredibly excited about this new agreement. La Liga is one of the best and most popular sports leagues in the world, with a number of the top clubs and some of the best players. And we're excited to now be the exclusive U.S. home of all 380 La Liga Santander matches per season, as well as La Liga SmartBank matches. And that's across both linear and digital platforms in both English and Spanish. We've been very focused on growing our Spanish language content offerings, and that's on ESPN Plus, and La Liga will play a big part in that going forward. Our direct-to-consumer business, led by ESPN Plus, is a company priority, and La Liga content will help fuel that platform. Quite simply, this content will further solidify ESPN Plus as a must-have for soccer fans. La Liga will now be a part of a lineup that already includes more than 2,900 soccer matches per season from around the globe. In addition to those matches, we'll have a full suite of La Liga surround programming, again in English and Spanish. And that'll include magazine shows, weekly and season previews and reviews, highlight specials, and much more. And again, this incredible content will be featured across all platforms, including our linear networks as well. You'll also see us really getting behind La Liga on the digital side and on the social side of our business, where we continue to show tremendous growth. We know soccer content attracts young, diverse, and tech-savvy fans, and we're thrilled to be able to serve them across these various platforms. In terms of our overall reach, Fernando, and for some context here, ESPN Digital has been the #1 US sports property for 37 consecutive months. The ESPN app continues to maintain its leadership position as the #1 US mobile sports app. ESPN Social continues to be the #1 sports media publisher for engagement, and that's across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And ESPN on TikTok just eclipsed 1 billion likes. We all know soccer is growing in popularity in the US, and we at ESPN are now excited to increase the exposure of Spanish football and be a part of its growth. At ESPN Plus, we've seen growing engagement with our soccer content over the last 2 years, and we're excited to make more progress in this space with La Liga. We can't wait for the La Liga season to start. However, we're also very excited to get going with a curated collection of La Liga programming on ESPN Plus that will help introduce new fans to La Liga stars, teams, rivalries, and traditions. We'll launch all of this content this Saturday, May 15th, on ESPN Plus, and we'll continue to grow the offerings here to help raise interest as we build towards the season start in August. Finally, I do want to express my sincere gratitude to Javier Tebas, Stephen Ross, and their respective teams. And we're excited to begin this new relationship and this partnership with La Liga. Thank you, Fernando.
Jimmy, thank you so much. And I can relate to that comment you mentioned just before, that La Liga really attracts young fans. Like, being a part of that group, I can say La Liga really attracts my attention every weekend. And now we jump over to Spain. We fly over virtually to meet Javier Tebas in La Liga's offices in Madrid. Javier, muy buenos días. Un gusto saludarle.
Hello, Javier. It's a pleasure to say hello. This is going to this is going to mean great progress in the US. How did all this start, and how did this deal start? Well, I would say it's a long and complex process. First of all, La Liga, for 4 years approximately, we decided 4 years ago that we would change our strategy regarding the US, which for us is an ideal place. We've got a lot of followers, but we've got potential for further growth. So 4 years ago, we looked at the possibility of an association with Stephen Ross, with Relevant, with Danny, to see how we could grow in the US. And the first thing we did was a joint venture with them in the US. But within that deal, we thought that we would have to look at ways of increasing our exposure. And also, what I've been saying is that I like to be everywhere with the best and at a level of true excellence. So that's what we want in the US. We want to be with the best. So ESPN and Disney are the best. So we started to work with them, and we had a year of negotiations and conversations to close the deal, and we've done it. And I think that this is what we wanted strategically. We wanted to be excellent, we wanted to be with the best, and Fernando, we wanted to be with the most passionate people who have passion for soccer and for Spanish soccer and for our teams. And I think that this association, this partnership, as Jimmy said before, is going to help us grow, and that strategy of ESPN is on the Spanish-speaking or for the Spanish-speaking audiences will help us grow too. It's 8 years, and maybe only, I think it'll be more. I'm sure we want to continue and make this Spanish soccer grow, ESPN and Disney in the US, and make it grow.
Muchas gracias, Javier.
Thank you, Javier.
89 días, según el conteo, para que la Liga arranque en su temporada 2021-2022.
So now we are really, really excited about this. And I've said, I told you initially that we're going to say extremely excited.
89 days away from that opening weekend of La Liga's next season, which will be the first of this deal and the first of many years to come for La Liga on ESPN. Now let's fly over to Relevant's headquarters in New York. Mr. Stephen Ross and Danny Silman, welcome and thanks for joining us. You guys have been involved with the development of the game in the United States for many years. Where do you see the future of the sport in the US? And how do you think this partnership will help football, F-U-T-B-O-L, football, grow in the US?
Well, thank you. As you said, we've been involved about the last 10 years in bringing international soccer to the United States and playing around the whole country and seeing the popularity of the sport grow. And we've had crowds as many as 110,000 in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I think we've sold out just about every stadium we've played with these great international teams. What we've learned, probably the two most popular teams are Real Madrid and Barcelona. And in working and understanding the markets, we see the enthusiasm that has really been generated. And we're really proud to be able to work with these two great brands, bring them together and really create and show America how great European and especially La Liga soccer is. And Danny who's really who's the CEO of the company, has really played a major role in really developing those markets.
Thank you. I think, Fernando, for us, the opportunity for the future is really finding great partners, both in La Liga that are willing to be innovative and creative in how they approach entering international markets, both with bringing events, but also telling stories of players, great players like Gerard Piqué, and of the clubs all the way from Real, Barca, and Atletico to Villarreal and Malaga and some of the other clubs that aren't always as talked about as the others. And then obviously, we're greatly thankful to Jimmy Burke and the team at ESPN for the distribution that they're going to bring the league in many new and innovative ways, not just with linear programming with the family of companies at Disney, but also with ESPN Plus that continues to grow. And I think that being able to deliver the product into the hands of people over the top on their phones anywhere is a big win for La Liga and a big win for soccer generally. So we're excited where it will keep growing, and we're excited with what the World Cup will do in terms of igniting this market. And we're very thankful to Javier Tebas and the team at La Liga and to Jimmy and the team at ESPN.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Danny, thank you so much. Good to see you again. And again, to those present, you can send your questions via that WhatsApp number that was provided to you in the invitation for this panel discussion, as well as send an email, if you may, to those PR contacts close to you within ESPN, La Liga, or Relevant Sports Group, so we can enter your question for a drawing to a free trip. Enter your question for that 25-minute Q&A that's coming up afterwards. As you all know, we have a special guest here with us this morning. He has won everything there is to win in the world of club football. And he also happens to be a world champion, a title he won with his national team, Spain, in 2010. Please welcome the Minister of Defense at FC Barcelona, Gerard Piqué. Gerard, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. Good to see you're doing good. How are you?
Hi, Fernando. Hi to everyone. We're doing good. We could be better after the draw on Tuesday. Now, La Liga is difficult for us. It's very difficult to win it this year. But I'm very happy and very excited, as you said, that La Liga arrived to this partnership with ESPN. We want to be with the best. ESPN is the best. And I'm sure that our fans, I'm counting not just La Liga fans, but Football Club Barcelona fans will be more than happy to see our games, to watch our games on ESPN in America. And all the times that we had the opportunity to travel there to play some games, as Steve was saying, and Daniel, we had a great experience in different cities. And I hope we can go there and play in the future. We know we have a lot of fans in America, and at the end of the day, we play for them.
Now, in talking about the fans, now that La Liga will be much closer to fans in the United States, what would you like to say to them? What would you like to say to those millions of fans of FC Barcelona and the fans of La Liga?
That at the end of the day, we are here to make them enjoy about this beautiful sport. That I think that every year the level of La Liga is increasing in terms of the quality of the games, quality of the players. There are different clubs that are growing so much in the last few years. Just to put you an example, Levante, which is a club that a few years ago they were in lower divisions. We went to play against them on Tuesday, and we didn't be able to win them because they have a strong team, and maybe they are not as popular as it can be other clubs like us or Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, but they are doing things very well. So I think that it's an opportunity to know much more about a lot of clubs that they are doing a lot of things in the right way, and to meet a lot of new players that are coming through and that they have a great level.
Gerard, you just mentioned the level of the competition. It has raised to a level we haven't seen in decades. How close are we having to repeating the adrenaline and passion that has been lived through this season as far as competitiveness goes in the coming years? How close are we seeing to having a close title fight repeat itself year in and year out?
Yeah, I hope. I hope it's not as tight as this year and we can win it in the future. But it's true that this year, between Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and us, we had a great fight until the end. Let's see who wins at the end of the competition. But there are other clubs that, as I said, they are doing great things. Just to put an example of Sevilla, it's a club that is fighting until the last day also to try to win it. It's very difficult for them because they are a little bit far. But they played very good football and they are there because they deserve it. So I think that every year there are more clubs fighting to be in the positions in the top, and it's very difficult. Every year is more difficult to win this competition.
One more question to you, Jerry. When you came back home with the news that La Liga has signed a new deal with Disney, what did your kids say?
They love it. They love Disney. They love to watch, as all the kids in the world, the kind of content, but also to add La Liga and the football in Spain. They love the news. I really hope that all the Americans can enjoy the La Liga and the Spanish football, because I really believe we are in the best competition worldwide.
I can already see it, big screen TVs for the opening weekend of La Liga. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Epcot Center, imagine just big screen TVs with the opening of La Liga over there. Jimmy's smiling at this point.
Fernando, I will take that to my boss and see what he says.
Well, I just said that to my boss, so. So Gerard will remain with us for the Q&A portion of this event. Again, you can send your questions that pertain to the presentation via the WhatsApp number provided in the invitation, or email your question to the PR contact in ESPN, La Liga, or Relevant Sports. So now we open the floor, the virtual floor, for this Q&A session, 25 minutes long, quick Q&A session, and your questions are coming in already. La primera pregunta para Javier
Question
Tebas.
is for Javier Tebas from Javier Garcia from 5 Days newspaper in Spain.
¿Cómo cree Javier Tebas
How
que
do you
este
think,
acuerdo
Javier
con
Tebas,
ESPN
that
puede
this
afectar
agreement
el
of
próximo
ESPN will
tender
affect the next
nacional
national
y en
tender
concreto
and
el acuerdo con
specifically
Telefónica?
the agreement with Telefónica?
Well, really, they're not very related, those two markets. The audiovisual market in America is different from the one in Spain. But what might have affect the situation? Well, this is a sign that our football wants to be with the best and wants to continue to grow the world over, including Spain, of course. There is not much relationship between these two markets.
Muchas gracias, Javier. La
Thank you very
siguiente
much,
pregunta,
Javier. The next question.
comes for Bert Magnus from Felipe Cárdenas of The Athletic. Does ESPN plan to acquire the rights to more European or South American leagues in the future?
So I will take that one, and Burke, please feel free to chime in here. We just celebrated our third anniversary at ESPN Plus, and from day one, we've made soccer a priority for the service, and our goal, quite simply, was if you are a soccer fan, you need to have ESPN Plus. And so if you fast forward to today, especially with this partnership with LaLiga, we believe that that is absolutely the case. But like any other area of our business, we will acquire rights that we think make sense, that add value for our sports fans, but also that add value for our business. So we're always looking to acquire more content for the service. And again, because soccer has been and continues to be such a huge priority for ESPN Plus, we are always interested in having conversations and discussions around continuing to expand the service.
Thank you, Jimmy. Burke, you want to jump in on that one?
I mean, Jimmy nailed it. We've made soccer a priority for our company over the last several years. And so I would suggest that we're always on the hunt for premium content that adds value. So, we'll take them as they come. But for today, we couldn't be more excited to get, perhaps the best league in the world for the next 8 years. And that's what our focus is. And our priority is to help build LaLiga in the United States. That's their goal, and we share that goal, and we're going to deliver.
Thank you, Burke. Next question comes in from Jose Miguel Hernandez in the United States for Jimmy Pitaro. How important is this agreement for the Hispanic market? Are there going to be LaLiga Santander and LaLiga SmartBank games called in Spanish?
First off, it's incredibly important. We're like I said before, we're always looking to acquire content that we believe can move the needle. Right now, the ESPN Plus service is in the United States, but we are looking at serving both English-speaking and Spanish-speaking fans. And so it's just another reason why this deal was so incredibly important to us, not just acquiring the English rights, but also acquiring the Spanish rights. So, and the answer to your second question is yes, we will be doing that.
The next question for Javier Tebas. Para Javier Tebas, la siguiente pregunta, to play book.
The next question is for Javier Tebas.
Javier,
Javier, what impact do you think this change of broadcasting party will have for the sponsorship contracts for the clubs?
Well, I think it will be very important, very significant. There'll be a change because it's associated with ESPN and Disney, and ESPN in this case gives you a great quality in the sphere of soccer in the US. And number two, I think that we're going to have a greater ability to get more exposure through ESPN Plus. And the promotion that ESPN is going to do will help us to grow in many areas with our fans in the US and what we're going to do with them over the next 8 years. Undoubtedly, one of the factors that really brought us close to ESPN. In addition to the excellence, they're the best in this field in the US. We were sure that these synergies of growth of La Liga and the clubs through their sponsorship will happen in the US.
Hey, Fernando.
Yes, sir.
I just want to add something to that if possible, because it's very relevant. From an ESPN perspective, yes, of course, we will be broadcasting these games, but I do want to highlight the fact that from a promotional perspective, we are going to be getting behind these games, as I mentioned before in my introduction, from our studio programming and from a social perspective and on our digital properties. These will all be huge promotional engines driving to ESPN Plus and these broadcasts, but also helping just to grow La Liga in general.
Thanks, Jimmy. Next question comes in for Burke Magnus. It comes in Spanish. I'll translate on the fly. What role would La Liga have in your content acquisition strategy, retaining subscribers, existing subscribers, or will it be an engine for new subscribers coming in from the soccer fan base, and especially the Hispanic market fan base?
Yeah, I think it's both of those things, Fernando. Obviously, there's a fan base of La Liga specific fans in the United States that now have a reason to follow the games to ESPN Plus and will become new subscribers if they're not already subscribers. But one of the beauties of this deal is it's season long. It's 380 games in the first division plus extra games in the second division and all of the surround programming that Jimmy mentioned. So it spans a huge portion of the year, which will serve as a retention tool as well. We obviously have a lot of soccer fans already coming to our platform based on the other content that we have, but we're optimistic, very optimistic, obviously, that La Liga fans will follow the games to our platforms. They'll subscribe, and then we'll be able to keep them all year long with the offerings around La Liga, but also all of our other content as well.
Thank you, Burke. I have one for Gerard Piqué. Gerard, you're a content generator yourself, and you have provided solutions for a sport in particular, which is tennis, in the new creation of the Davis Cup. When you come about thinking of the game and the situation that football faces now in attracting young generations, what do you see that football needs to do to attract those young fans?
Well, I have two kids. One is 8 and the other is 6-year-old, and it's true that it's difficult for them to focus on television the whole game, 90 minutes focus on the game. And this is different when I used to be their age. For me, the only thing was football. Now they have a lot of offer in terms of, different channels where they have a lot of content for them. So I think that it's a process. You cannot change from today to tomorrow, but it's how they watch the game and how they live the game. And I think that having more stats, having more information before the game, after the game, I don't know if it's interviews, if it's different kind of content that for them, it's, I would say, more easy or more interesting to focus 90 minutes. It's not easy. I mean, we are every year changing, and as I say, they have a lot of offer. So I think that football in general have to adapt so they can consume, they can watch football in another way as we used to do it when we were kids. This doesn't mean that it's less interesting. I mean, football will always be very, very interesting, and I think that every year we have more fans. But the way they watch this sport, I think that will change in the next few years, and this is something that, in this case, media platforms, etc., they have to see what they are interested in and try to change it little by little.
Yeah, we live in the age of distraction, definitely. We'll go now to Christopher Harris from World Soccer Talk para Javier Tebas. Javier, tomando en cuenta el tamaño
independent of the size of this new relationship between La Liga and ESPN, how much does La Liga think that they can overcome the popularity of the Premier League in the United States? Can La Liga be more popular? And what will happen at the end of the first 8 years?
Our obsession, so to speak, is not to go beyond the Premier League. Our obsession is to grow. If we achieve that in 8 years' time, well, the data that we have today on how we are doing in the US, I hope will get better. And Canada, let's not forget. And we'd like to exceed that, but not so obsessed with the Premier League. We've been a little bit obsessed with the Premier League in the US in recent years and in other parts of the world. And I think, but it's not really an obsession of mine. Our obsession is La Liga, to make it grow. And our obsession is to work together with ESPN hand in hand so that we can offer our fans, their subscribers, the best possible product and a different product, which is what we're trying to do. I think that all subscribers of ESPN will see that our product is different, how the way we transmit the matches, what we're doing, and we're going to try to get young people and the audiences that like us to continue to watch in spite of the fact that the generations change. It's not an obsession with the Premier League, but this is what we're going to try to do.
And now a question for Mr. Stephen Ross, Gerard Piqué, and Jimmy Pitaro. I will start with you, Mr. Ross. The question that goes to all three. What do you believe are the characteristics of La Liga which viewers in the United States will most be attracted to?
No, I think they play soccer at the highest level, in the world, and it's so competitive. And I think people really watch sports to see that competition. And I think the presentation of La Liga soccer is as good, if not better, than anywhere else. So I think, the fans will really enjoy that competition and seeing the very best players.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. We go to Barcelona now. Gerard, same question to you. What do you think?
Well, I think that in Spain, our main characteristic is that players have a lot of talent, and obviously there is talent everywhere in all countries. But if you compare, just to put a comparison with the Premier League, the football there is much more, I would say, physical, strong players, going box to box. Which is different here in Spain is that, as I said, the quality of the players or the talent maybe is a little bit better or is increased during the last years in respect with the other leagues. And this is something that I would say we are very differential and special from the others. Also, the passion of the fans for the competition and for their clubs, and maybe the rivalry between clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid obviously makes this very, very special.
Thank you, Jerry. Now, Jimmy, to you.
Again, I would say the passion of the fans and the quality of play and the uniqueness of the players. One thing that we've spent a lot of time talking about internally here at ESPN is how can we help advance the game, advance the league by through storytelling and partnering with the league and specifically the players. More behind the scenes type content, going back to Gerard's point before about the fact that kids are consuming, it's not just soccer, it's all sports. They're consuming in different ways today. The passion is there. It's the same level of passion. It's just they're not necessarily watching the entire game or sitting still for the entire game anymore. And so what do we do about that? And how do we get behind the players to tell their stories, to make them more interesting to the younger generation? And so that's something that we're very good at ESPN, quality storytelling. And we have every intention of continuing to lean in there and work closely with the league and the players.
Thank you, Jimmy. Exciting times, definitely challenging and exciting times in the days to come. Next question comes in from Miami, the Miami Herald, Michelle Kaufman for Mr. Stephen Ross. Mr. Ross, you're known as a football person, American football person, we'll state that. How much of a soccer fan have you become in recent years? And what do you think American sports fans can learn from international soccer fans?
Well, I first really learned about soccer after I bought the team and seeing how they sold out a game with Barcelona in Miami, which was a lot easier to sell out than a football game was, believe it or not. And that really drew my interest to soccer and seeing how it was expanding in this country and the popularity of it. And I think once you get watching it and get more involved in it, you know, you really get drawn by it and seeing what a great sport it is. And, you know, we look forward to continue to see the growth of soccer in this country as well as football. But I think, you know, it's about sport, it's about competition. That's what people really are looking for today. And, you know, I really enjoy being involved in both and seeing the great opportunity of all sports growing in this country.
Maybe chants, you know, maybe we can bring some chants over to the stands at a Dolphins game. That'd be great. Chants and scarves.
Sure.
And I would just add to that, for Fernando, to Michelle, that obviously, Michelle, we were very thankful to have your support in 2017, which Gerard is very familiar with. And we're thankful to have such an amazing Clasico event down in Miami, which was the first time ever played in the United States. And I think that magnetic energy just speaks to the fan interest, not just in American football down in South Florida, but obviously specifically in European football and Spanish football.
Danny, thank you so much. The next question comes in from CBS Sports, Jonathan Johnson, para el señor Tebas. Javier, este acuerdo incrementa la probabilidad.
This agreement increased the probability, like the Clásico, to be played in the United States in the future.
Well, El Clásico is more difficult to export to the US because, well, but it's the match, the most important match in the world between clubs, but it's a bit complicated, it's a bit different. But we might take other matches, official matches, we're looking at that. And I hope and expect that in the not too distant future, the US really should have some kind of official match of the Spanish league with some of our big clubs. The Clásico is difficult, I have to be sincere. But when we achieve it, I think maybe Barcelona, some seasons, Madrid, other seasons, Atletico Madrid, but we're going to do it. We've tried, and we're going to continue to do this. And after this deal with ESPN, our fans deserve in the US, deserve an official match, top-level match in the US.
Gracias, Javier.
Thank you, Javier.
For Gerard Piqué from Alberto Sierra from Claro. Gerard, how do you think La Liga can keep promoting the competition in the United States? That's one. And also, you as a businessman and a player, do you think this agreement will help to promote even more the players and the clubs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, promoting La Liga in the United States and Canada, it's very important strategically for La Liga and for all the clubs that we play in the competition, and also for the players. I mean, at the end of the day, we all agree that America is the leader in everything they do, in sports, of course. So. Every time that we have more penetration or that more games are live on a channel like ESPN in America, it makes you have a much higher impact in the country, and this makes La Liga and all the clubs and all the players that we participate more popular. Fans know much more about all of them, and this is great news for all of us.
Thank you, Gerard. Now we go over to Madrid again, to Javier Tebas, a question from Alex Silverman from the Morning Consult. Javier, ¿cómo fue la terminación del contrato con beIN Sports?
Javier, how did you end your contract with beIN Sports? Because it was a very important partner for La Liga in other territories.
Yes, obviously, the relation, we are very, very thankful to the 10 years that we were with them. We had to change in the US, and they've collaborated to make this change happen, and they're extraordinary partners in many parts of the world still. And in the US, they will always be associated with us because beIN is part of the history of La Liga. They've been associated with in France, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, and we're going to continue to work with them hand in hand as we have done in recent times. But as I said before, it was time to take a step forward and to be with the best, the excellent players in sport in the US. But we're delighted to have been with them.
Javier, thank you so much. Now, question from Canada, actually, from Montreal, a fan from Montreal, Canada, for Jimmy. Where is La Liga going to be available in Canada, and how can we follow the Spanish competition?
Hey, Burke, do you want to take the Canada availability question?
Yes.
So now we go over to Burke.
Yes, we have acquired rights for Canada in this deal. The details are still being worked through, but it'll be on TSN and RDS and their various services up there. But we're going to release more specific detail in the coming weeks.
Thank you. And I'll keep Jimmy and Burke along for this question. This comes from Jose Valenzuela. La Liga can only be watched on ESPN Plus, or will it also be available on cable channels such as ESPN Deportes and terrestrial network like ABC?
So it is primarily focused on ESPN Plus, but we will have select games on our linear networks like ESPN and even potentially ABC. On top of that, as I mentioned before, we will also have La Liga content regularly show up in our studio programming through specific dedicated shows, but also, of course, incorporating it into our existing studio programming like Sports Center. But all 380 games from La Liga Santander will be made available within ESPN Plus. But again, we will look regularly at opportunities to also broadcast some games on our linear networks, ESPN and ABC.
Thank you. And last question. Joseph Walker for Javier Tebas from Reuters. Para el señor Tebas.
Do you think that this agreement shows that, contrary to what the Super League club says, means that the demand for Spanish football is growing in general? So this is a good agreement for La Liga Santander and La Liga SmartBank. So you know that Spanish football is not just 2 or 3 big clubs.
No, there's no doubt. I've been saying that for some years now. This shows that the strength of national competitions, and La Liga in this case, and the Premier League, the Bundesliga, is very strong. We don't have to create or invent new competitions, because the world of sports or football has all these interesting events. And in the US now, you are interested in La Liga, and this shows our strength, our position of strength versus what some of the Super League clubs have said.
Javier, muchas gracias. And that will end our Q&A session for this morning. I would like to thank every one of you present here personally, Mr. Ross, Danny Silman, Burke Magnus, Jimmy, Javier, and Gerard Piquet. Thanks for taking time off from practice. Did you practice this morning already, Gerard, or was practice later?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
You did. Great. You feeling good?
Yeah, we're feeling good.
Last question for you. How is it like just practicing with Messi every single day?
With Messi, you say?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a challenge, and it makes you a better player to have to play against him every day. But yeah, I had the opportunity to train with him since I was 13 when he joined Football Club Barcelona Academy, and it's been a pleasure. the best player of all time.
Well, thank you, Mr. Tebas. Javier, muchísimas gracias. Felicitaciones también por.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tebas, for the part that concerns you. Thank you very much.
And again, LaLiga and LaLiga Santander and LaLiga SmartBank will begin this August on the ESPN family of networks and on the family of Disney. Welcome to all. And I can speak for all of us here in the company. We will have fun, and we will have fun together for the first 8 years of this deal. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us again. Have a great day and stay safe.